Today we're gonna be doing a tier list on all the brawlers, and this is my opinion. So,
Game not over.
up first we have 8-bit. He's like, he's okay. It's not really good.
Game
Yeah,
not over.
he's not bad. I'd say his best mode's probably heist. I'd say he's probably C2. We got Amber. I never really play Amber. I mean, like, she's okay.
So much heat!
I'd say she's probably on B2 just because her fire is so good. But she's just kind of, whenever it's all used, and she's easily countered. So, B2.
Looking for a snack.
Up next we have Angela. And, I mean, in the right hand, Angela's probably a high A-tier brawler. And he's pretty good in knockout and maybe raw ball depending on the map, and gem grab he's good in. So I really think it just depends, but I think in the right hands he's probably a A-tier at best.
In it, doing it.
Up next we have Ash, and I don't really know. Ash is a piece of garbage. It's not very good. He kind of is garbage. I never really liked Ash. I thought he was good. He's okay, but I don't think he's good, so I'm gonna put him in D tier.
Ready for another?
Up next we have Barley. He's also not very good. I mean, he's okay in some modes like raw ball, jam grab, or ice, right situation, but I just don't think he's very good, so I think he might be one of the bottom brawlers, so I'm going to put him in F tier. I think that B is probably a B tier brawler, because her charged up attack is pretty good, even if you're slow, you can do a lot, but he's really small, doesn't have a lot of health, easily countered, but in the long range maps, I think she can be really good, so I'm going to give her B tier.
Bag.
Up next we have Belle, and Belle is I'd say mediocre brawler, in the right hand.
I've got you on my side.
As Piper, and she's okay with her new hypercharge helps, and probably moved her up a little bit on my list, but when I see a Belle player, I'm not really too scared. They're just, you don't really see
You can run, but you can't hide.
I'd probably say she's like C tier. Up next we have BB, and I think BB's a A tier brawler. Yeah, her knockback is really good in modes like Brawl Ball, and she's good at holding down she's a common brawler, so you see a lot of them. But I do think that there's probably some better close range brawlers, but she's still good. And with her hypercharge, it only going to give her A tier.
Must fight for peace.
Up next we have Bo, and I think Bo's also good in modes like Brawl Ball or maybe Bounty. Good at holding stuff down. Unpredictable, and you don't really know where they are. I'd say he's probably C tier because it's really map dependent, and he's okay. Yeah, it's not the best, but it's not the worst either. I would say Bonnie is kind of like Belle. Not really good. Kind of really only good in raid. Jumping in your close attack is okay. She's kind of also just like a boring brawler. If I had to say, I'd say she's probably D tier. Not the greatest. Next up we have Brock, and I do think Brock is one of the better brawlers. His super is also really good. If I had to give him a rating, I'd say he's probably A tier. Next up we have Bull, and I really like Bull. He's fun to play. He's also got hypercharge. I would say good in heist, good in Brawl Ball. just hypercharge makes them basically the same. So I'd probably say about A tier. Next up we have Buster. He's not really one of my favorite brawlers. I mean, he's good at holding down lane.
No need to
Not
hide.
really it. I'd say he's probably good at gem grab for a ball. Probably about it. I don't really think he's
No
very
pain,
good, so
no
I'll probably give
gain.
him a C tier. Next up we have Buzz. I think Buzz's hyper is really good if you know how to use it. And I think he's also a pretty good brawler.
Saver.
Not much to say. Stuns you. I'd probably say he's A tier.
Kill the deal.
Next up we have Byron. He's also decent at map play.
Buy 1,000, get one free.
Like knockout, jet grab, maybe Brawl. I probably wouldn't play him though. I mean, he's a okay brawler. He's not too good. I wouldn't be scared. I'd probably say he's a C tier.
Explanation.
I think since Carl's release, he's only just gotten worse. Not very good. You don't really see many people who play him. I mean, maybe he's good in Heist, but he's just not very good. I'd say he's also probably down there. Maybe you could put him in F tier, but I think he's not that bad, so I think you could put him in
It's
I think that Charlie is probably one of the best brawlers right now in the game. I think she's probably up there. And the best are S tier, so I'm gonna give Charlie an S tier.
Or not to brawl.
I would say that Chester's new skin is probably one of the best in the game. I also do really think he's a fun brawler to play. And pretty good at it. He's pretty good too. And I don't think he was bad either. I'll probably put him in B tier, but I really do think he could be A tier.
pleasure or
pain?
Into the fray. Full steam ahead.
I think that the only thing Chuck is good at really is
Destination pain.
Heist. That's on like a few maps. And then again, he's just not very good at like anything else. I mean, maybe Hot Zone he's pretty good at. It's again just on a few maps. There's really not much he can do, and it's just kind of a mediocre brawler. So I'm just gonna put him in D tier. Next up we have Colette, and Colette's also a very good brawler right now. And she's very good at multiple game modes, basically player and brawl, ball, heist, knockout, just really anything. And she has hypercharge that's also really good. I just think she's probably one of the best brawlers in the game right now, so I'm gonna get.
Ready for pain?
Next up we have Colt, and he's also a pretty good brawler right now. He's got hypercharge, he's good in brawl, ball, good in heist. Overall, a well-balanced brawler. And if he's put in the right hands, he can be very powerful. So I'm gonna give him A tier, only because the people who are bad with him are pretty bad. So that's just gonna lower it down a little bit. Next up we have Cordelius, and I also think he's up there. And I'm probably gonna put him in S tier, because his hypercharge basically gives you free kills, and he's just really good right now. He's good in a bunch of modes. He's good brawler, does decent damage, has some pretty good health, and he's just fun to play with. I'm gonna put him in S tier.
That's with my crew.
I think Crow is just a decent brawler. He's annoying to play against. His hypercharge is really good if you can put it on the heist safe. That's really about it. And, I mean, like you can kill stuff like that. So I'm gonna put him in. Now we have Daryl, and I do think Daryl is really fun to play. and I just don't think he's too good right now with other tanks that you could play. But if I had to give him one, I'd want to put him C, but he's probably more of a D rank brawler. Next up we have Doug. And he's also only really good in a couple game modes. I mean, his revive is really fun to play with, like in showdowns and whatnot, but really that it. I'd probably put him in a C tier though.
Mighty meat treat that'll keep you dirty.
Now we have Dynamite, and he's also one of the better brawlers to put in the right hands, which aren't mine, but I do think he's a fun brawler to play. And he's fun to just do double jumps, maybe even a triple jump if you're there, which I am not. But he's probably around A tier, just with his ultimate does so much damage, and also is very good stun, and he deals a lot of damage.
I could do this if I wanted to.
Next up we have Edgar, and this might make a lot of people mad, but he's really one of the better brawlers. Sure, he's annoying, but you really can't deny the fact that he's good. So I'm gonna say he's probably A tier.
El Primo!
Next up we have El Primo, and he's one of the better tanks in my opinion. Fun to play, has hypercharge, but he's really easily countered, and you really can't do much if you're playing against ranged brawlers unless you have your hypercharge, which are not hypercharge, super.
Taste of fury!
Which you're not guaranteed to have for a while. And his suplex is also fun. So yeah, that's about it. So I'd probably put him in B tier.
She wrapped up in herself. Try some
There's really not
zombie
too much to
by
say
me.
about Ems. She kind of just sucks, so I'm just gonna put her in F tier. I feel like you could put her in C tier, but I don't really like her. Gonna speed up the process of this video. Eve, not very good unless you're playing on maps with a lot of water. I'm gonna put her in D tier.
Snack run.
I think Fang is really good right now, and especially with his hypercharge, he's making. Frank is easily countered. His super is really good. It's really about it, but you can dodge it very easily if you're. I'm probably gonna put him in easier.
Off I go.
I like Gale a lot. I think he's a fun brawler to play. He's just kind of hard to
What does this button do?
So with that, it's probably going to make me put him in B tier. I also think Jean's just not very good unless you're playing Gen Grab, and that's also going to make me put him in D tier. Gray is much like Bell, and I think I said B. He's pretty good in some maps, not very good in others. So that's going to put him at around C tier for me.
Another day, another dollar.
Griff is just kind of iffy. I'd probably put him at probably D tier.
Careful!
I don't think Grumps do good in my opinion. I think the skillful players with Grump are very good, but you don't really see many of those, so that kind of F tier.
Sometimes you gotta fight.
Nothing to say about Gus. He sucks, so he's obviously F tier.
Ready!
Same thing as Gus with Hank. F tier.
Situation.
I think Jackie is very good with her speed gear and her return damage gadget. She's good at Brawl Ball, so I'm gonna put her in at Jessie with her current is probably around C tier as well. B tier.
Moment.
Kit kind of just sucks right now in the meta. And not much you can do. So I'm just gonna put him in S tier.
Forever.
I think Larry and Mario are still decent, so I'm just gonna put them in A tier. I think Leon is one of, if not the best brawler right now in the game. So with that, he's got hyper. So I think we're just gonna put him in
The red carpet.
Lola or Ego for me.
Glitz and glamour.
Is here for you.
Lou for me is also just a mediocre brawler. He's got hyper or something. Right now I also think Mandy is one of the worst brawlers in the game. But with her super, I just don't think that she's bad enough to be with an F tier, so I'm just gonna put her in D tier.
Taste is all it takes.
I think Mandy is just maybe a C tier. She's good and her super is also good.
Sugar Rush Crash!
So got it.
Go, 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 go!
I also think Max is one of the more mediocre brawlers. But his speed gadget is obviously really good. Or gear, or super. So I'm just gonna give him C tier. Now we have Meg, and don't be wrong, she's good in rank. That's really about it. You don't see anyone else playing her. Just gonna put her in probably D tier.
Good fellas.
Next up we have Miko. I think Miko's one of the better brawlers. He's got a hypercharge. It's kind of useless though. So that's gonna put him in A tier.
You the gift of darkness.
Next up we have Mortis.
Slice and dice.
I also think he's pretty good. And he's fun to play with. So just gonna put him in B tier. Next up we have Mr. P. Also just kind of sucky brawler. I think there are a few things he's good at, but really not good enough. So I'm gonna put him in D tier. I have Nani, and I think Nani is probably one of the better brawlers in the game. She counters basically every range brawler. I think now we have my personal favorite, Nita. Super underrated. Her and Bruce are very good. So I'm gonna put Nita in S tier. Pam isn't really good, just C tier.
World Shaker.
I think depending on the map, Pearl can be very good. So I'm gonna put Pearl in B tier. Sucky, not very good. So I'm gonna put Penny in D tier. I think Piper's pretty good. I'm gonna put Piper in B tier.
Feel the power of music.
I think Poco's also a very good supporting brawler. I'm gonna put him in B tier. I think Rico is one of the better brawlers in the game right now too. So I'm gonna put him in Unleashing Ultimate.
Pedals to the meadow.
Rose is just kind of mid. I'm gonna put her in C tier. Ruffs is also just not very good right now, and I don't really think that anything good, so I'm gonna put him in F tier.
Playtime's over, kids.
Sam's okay. He's probably a C tier brawler now.
I guess I have to do stuff.
I think Cindy's one of the more underrated brawlers. I think her super is really good in both profiles are. So I'm gonna put Sandy in A tier. I don't really think too much about Shelly. I mean, her super is good if you can get up close. It's really about it, so I'm gonna put Shelly in B tier. I think Spike is one of the best brawlers in the game right now. I think his curveball is very good, and yeah.
Hello.
Not very good. D tier. I think Squeak is just not very good either, so I'm gonna put him in D tier.
Are you crazy?
I think Squeak is pretty good.
Somebody call for Surge!
I think once you can get Surge powered up, I think he's probably very good, but that takes time, so I think he's probably a D tier. Tick is super annoying, so I'm gonna put him at C tier.
Your creeps are my peeps.
Next is Willow, and I think her mind controlling is pretty good. So I'm gonna put Willow at C tier. Everyone you see down here is probably D or C tier, besides Melody. I think Melody's probably an A tier brawler right now. So this is my tier list of the brawlers. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Tell me what I did wrong in my tier list.